Hey guys, I'm Dada, and welcome to another review. This time we have The Walking Dead Season 3, Episode 13, Arrow on the Doorpost. What a cool episode. It's really building things up. Past few episodes are really building up to this huge war that's going to happen between Rick and the governor. But before I get into specifics of what happened, I just want to let you guys know that this review will contain spoilers. So if you do not want to know what happened, if you don't want it to be spoiled, then go watch the review. Go watch the show and come back. So with that said, let's get right into this episode. The beginning was really awesome because we didn't really know what was happening. Herschel was in a car with a huge gun, and he's just sitting there. It looks like he's waiting for something, and Rick and Daryl get out of the car, and it looks like they're all stealthy, looking around. Daryl's got his new crossbow and everything, and so they're like, stealthing around all this stuff outside. It's like this urban area, kind of, and we have no clue what's going on. It just looks like they're really agitated or like really focused on something. So we see them running around, and we actually see Herschel in the car. He strapped a gun to his leg. So you can see something's happening here. Everyone has guns. Like, what's going on? Then we see this door open, and the governor is right there, right in front of Rick. And they're going to have like a little meeting, a little discussion, which was awesome. Because at this point, Rick and the governor have not really bashed heads yet, as I guess I can put it. So now we actually get to see them talk. Right off the bat, the governor says, we have a lot to talk to. And, even the governor said, like, I could have killed you all the first time I came, when he killed Axel and them, when he just unloaded the walkers and everything. He could have killed them all right there. And like he said, I didn't. And so then the governor takes off a gun on his belt and puts it away and says, no weapons, like this is just a discussion. But Rick says, no, I'm just going to keep the gun on my side. And we actually see when governor sits down, there's a gun taped to the table that he's right in front of. So again, he was lying, so we can see that he's still onto his lying ways. And then the governor's men roll up in like a nice little armored car, and Milton's in there, and even Andrea's in there too. So Andrea comes up, and she's gonna kind of be like the referee between this little discussion. But then we go back to the prison, and it looks like they're organizing, stocking up on the weapons, seeing what they have, organizing the weapons Rick got from the last episode, the bag of weapons he got. So it looks like they're all organizing. And Merle, at this point, is trying to take the leadership role. He wants to basically order everyone around. And really, Glenn's not going to let him do that. So Glenn kind of steps up and says, no. But then we go back to Rick and the governor talking. And again, this is kind of like the only thing that goes between Rick and the governor and the prison. But Rick wants to make borders. There's like this little lake or river between Woodbury and the prison, and he says, you know what, how about no one crosses that point? And you know what, I think that's a good solution to this. You keep your area, I'll keep mine, whatever. They set boundaries, but again, the governor says no. And he says right away, I'm just here for one thing, and that's your surrender. So we can see he means business, and he's not just going to let everything go like that. And again, I think he wants more than just like an agreement. He wants the prison. He wants their, the reality that, Rick's not going to be a threat. That's what he wants. And then at this point, the governor brings up something that is kind of forgotten about. He says, I know about your baby and how it might be your partner's and not yours. He brought up Shane. I mean, how much worse can this get? That means Andrea told the governor about that, and you know what? Why, Andrea? Why would you tell him that? Honestly, you're telling him every detail about Rick? You think that's really a smart move? I think, does she realize that obviously she doesn't realize the governor wants to kill Rick, just right off the bat, but giving him all this information, it's not good for Rick. Come on. Then we see Martinez and Daryl, and they're working together to kill walkers. And it really shows how, everyone here is human. It's not it's not walkers and humans. Everyone's human. They can work together. They could, if they really wanted to, Rick and the governor could merge and have a new Woodbury, basically. But of course, it's not going to happen. But this kind of gives you a little hint at that, what could be, because they're working together, and it's fine. And even Herschel and Milton talk, and Milton learns about Herschel's leg, and like how it got cut off and everything. And they're like similar, you know, they're both kind of doctors. They're both interested in the same things. We can see that, again, there's a common ground here that's never going to be reached. And it was really cool just to see how they're hinting on something that could have happened, but it's not. Then the governor and Rick kind of have like a nice, just normal conversation. And the governor even brings up how his wife was killed. His wife was actually killed in a car crash before the Walking Dead. So that was kind of cool to learn, because we didn't really know how she died, or, you know. So it was really cool just kind of see a little bit of a backstory with the governor. Then after that, we go back to the prison, and again, Merle's still trying to take the leadership role. He wants to go and kill the governor himself, and that he sees that as the only situation. Now, he's like dead set on it. He's just gonna leave right away, doesn't care what everyone else thinks. Then Glenn and Michonne and everyone kind of just tackles him down, and like, you know, you're not doing this, you're not like the boss around here, basically. And then we go back to the governor and Rick, and the governor says something very interesting. He says, I know you have guns. I seen you bring that back the stash the other day. So at this point, we know that he's been spying on Rick, because he wouldn't have known that Rick would have gotten all those guns from Morgan unless he's been spying on him. So he has people spying on him. So that was something we kind of learned about that. And even they say, like, you know, let's end this today, which was something I thought was going to happen. You know, maybe Rick was going to kill the governor right there. Maybe the governor was going to kill Rick right there, but it doesn't happen, which was kind of interesting. Then the governor brings up something kind of interesting in itself. He says, I don't want your prison. I just want Michonne. And at this point, he takes off his eye patch, and we can see, you know what, I want revenge. That's basically what he's saying. And, you know, give me her, and this all goes away. Now, at this point, what I was thinking is, okay, he just wants Michonne, he's going to leave him. Fat chance, man. Like, of course he's not going to do that. I think if Rick gives him Michonne, he's going to kill them all anyway, really. Yeah. Then we go back to the prison, and basically Merle's trying to convince Michonne to come with him to kill the governor. And I think Michonne sees it the same way, how, you know what, we have to go stealth kill the governor, basically. So this is the only way it's going to stop. But, again, Michonne thinks it's too risky, so she just says no. Then Glenn and Maggie get it on. So we can see that this is kind of where, in the comics, Glenn and Maggie, Maggie's pregnant. So I think this is basically what's going to happen here. So this is just setting it up for them so that Maggie is going to eventually get pregnant. But this is going to be kind of weird, because even though Judith is already here, there's going to be another baby. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work out. I mean, we can see how it worked out for Lori, so I don't know where that's going to go. Then we go back to the Rick and the governor, and Rick doesn't want to turn in Michonne, but I think he basically has to. Just basically to keep everyone safe. He doesn't want everyone to die, basically. So he says, how do I know you're going to keep your word? And the governor says, you can have whatever you want, I don't care. I don't know how that's kind of like common ground for you to say, okay, yeah, that's your word. Like, it doesn't even say anything. And then the governor says you have to make up your mind in 2 days at noon. This doesn't give Rick a lot of time, but we can see that this is going to escalate pretty quickly. And then the governor goes back to Woodbury in his little car with Martinez and Milton and all them, and Rick and them goes back to the prison. And then, again, something interesting happens with the governor. Again, he's always lying, so we knew this was going to come up. But the governor orders Martinez to kill everyone at the prison except Michonne. So again, he's not keeping his word, and he's just going to go back on everything he said. And this is going to be interesting, because basically Milton knows this. He kind of like overheard the governor say this, and he found out. I think Milton's going to tell Andrea, and then Andrea's going to have to react to this and basically pick a side. And I think she's going to pick the prison, honestly, but we're gonna see how that goes on. I have no clue what's gonna happen. I assume if the governor attacks the prison again, and this time he means to kill everyone, a lot of people are gonna die. Probably Herschel, because he doesn't have a leg, so I really don't want him to die though, but whatever. So Rick's back at the prison, and he basically gathers everyone and says, we're going to war. And yeah, that was a big statement right there, and they're basically preparing. They have a lot of weapons, so. Then Rick tells Herschel about the governor's deal with Michonne and how he can turn her in to basically save everyone. But, he's kind of doubting himself whether or not. And even Herschel brings up, Michonne has earned her place. She saved everyone's lives multiple times. But then Rick kind of brings up a good point. Like, would you give up your daughter's life to save her? Which is basically what this is. So, I don't know. You're risking your own family to save Michonne. What would you do? And he basically says, I was hoping you can talk me out of this because I really don't want to do it. That's kind of where the episode ends. So overall, it's really good. Again, these past few episodes are just building up to this giant war that's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to happen and they're fooling us. I don't know. But I cannot wait to see what's going to happen left. With only a couple more episodes until the end of this season, I hope it's going to be worth it to see the end. But I'm sure it is. This is The Walking Dead, guys. So thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for more news and reviews. You can follow me on Twitter at unblesseddata, and I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.